Good morning, and welcome to Inkic Signals, the daily briefing on AI for social impact.
Glad to be here with you for a quieter weekend edition.
It's Sunday, April 26th, 2026. This is episode 55, and today's theme is Weekend Light, a brisk run through the breaking humanitarian and disaster rapid stories shaping the week ahead.
Light on volume, heavy on signal. What's leading?
We're starting in Vietnam, where new figures show more than 513 people received direct disaster response.
That's a substantial reach. What's driving the number?
A combination of typhoon response, flood relief, and pre-present aid distribution coordinated by the Vietnam Red Cross alongside government civil defense agents.
Earlier evacuations are exactly where AI is starting to earn its keep in this sector. The hard part has always been the last-mile push notification, getting an alert from a model into someone's hand before the water rises.
That's right, and Vietnam's been investing in that pipeline. Officials credited better integration between meteorological models and local commune-level alert systems for cutting response times.
The lesson other countries can pull from this is that the model is the easy part. The communication infrastructure underneath is what actually saves lives.
Well said. Next up, Pakistan, where Pro-AI Global announced an AI transformation initiative at the Sukkur Barrage, one of the largest irrigation control structures in the world.
Sukkur is enormous. We're talking about a system that irrigates millions of acres in Sindh province.
Exactly. The project is layering computer vision and predictive analytics onto the barrage's gate controls and sediment monitoring, aiming to optimize water release decisions during both flood and drought conditions.
That's high-stakes infrastructure. A bad release decision at Sukkur can flood downstream villages or an entire growing season.
Which is why the program is being framed as decision support, not autonomous control. Human operators stay in the loop.
Good. The track record on fully autonomous water management is thin, and the consequences of a model hallucination are measured in displaced families. Decision support with audit trails is the right posture.
It's worth watching whether the deployment scales to other barrages on the Indus system. Moving on.
What's next?
A piece from Devex this week is asking a question that's quietly become the most important debate in our sector. Is AI a public good, a private asset, or both?
That framing has been simmering for a year. What's pushing it to the surface now?
A combination of donor pressure on humanitarian agencies to use commercial AI tools and growing concern that the data those tools ingest, beneficiary data, conflict reporting, vulnerability S, and G appraise.
It's a real tension. The agencies need the capability, but every prompt sent to a commercial API is a small data transfer and aggregated across the sector. That's a meaningful asset moving from public benefit organizations.
Devex highlights a few agencies experimenting with sovereign or hosted on-premises models specifically to keep beneficiary data inside the humanitarian.
That's the right instinct, but it's expensive. The smaller non-DIs simply can't afford to host their own models, so they end up dependent on whatever commercial provider offers the best nonprofit pricing that quarter.
Which means the public good framing only works if there's shared infrastructure, something like a humanitarian model commons.
Exactly, and that requires donors to fund infrastructure, not just programs. Historically, a tough sell.
It's a debate to keep tracking. Let's pivot to preparedness.
Sweden, I'm guessing.
As you guessed it, new reporting shows Sweden's funding for crisis preparedness has grown significantly over the last few years, with a fresh public-facing website launched to help citizens prepare for natural disasters and other emergency.
Sweden has been notably proactive on this. They've been mailing physical preparedness booklets to households since the late 2010s.
The new digital push includes AI-driven personalization. The site recommends specific preparedness steps based on a household's geography, building type, and family composition.
That's a clever use of the technology. Magnetic preparedness advice gets ignored. Tailored advice. Given that you live in a coastal apartment block built before 1980, here's your 3-day kit, actually changes behavior.
And Swedish officials are framing it as a model other Nordic countries are likely to adopt.
I'd watch for the rest of Europe to follow within 18 months. Climate-driven flood and storm risk is rewriting the preparedness calculus across the continent.
One more story before we wrap.
Hit me.
A new review published in Payload Central looks at the future of food sustainability through agricultural robotics, and it's directly relevant to food security work in low-income regions.
Agricultural robotics has been promising the moon for a decade. What's actually shipping?
The review documents real deployments in precision weeding, targeted pesticide application that cuts chemical use by up to 90% in some trials.
The pesticide reduction number is the headline for me. That's a direct health and water quality benefit for farming communities, not just a yield story.
And the cost curve is finally bending. The review notes that drone-based monitoring is now within reach of cooperative-scale farming organizations, not just industrial agriculture.
Which matters enormously for food security programs. If a cooperative of 200 smallholders can share a single monitoring drone and an AI crop health model, you've meaningfully shifted the productivity floor.
The catch: connectivity. Most of these systems still assume reliable cellular data, which a lot of rural areas don't have.
Edge inference is the missing piece. Run the model on the drone itself. Sync results when the operator gets back to town. The hardware is there. The software stack for humanitarian deployments is still catching up.
A space to watch. That's our run for today.
A solid weekend slate.
Before we close, if you're finding the show useful, please subscribe wherever you listen and visit Impact Signals Atium for full episode notes, source links. And our archive every episode lives at Impact Signals Arium, episodes with the slud for that day.
And if there's a story you think we missed, the contact link is right on the site.
Stay ready, stay curious, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Take care, everyone.